You're listening to the official Minnesota Wild podcast, presented by Acrisure.
And we're through one period in St. Paul. The Wild trail the Blackhawks 1-0 down by the Wild locker room with Wild prospect David Spacek. David, give me your idea. What did you see through one period of play here against the Blackhawks?
Yeah, I think we did a stupid penalty that we got scored on, but other than that, I think we're pretty much on them in the ozone, and I think if we continue doing that, then we're going to get some great A's and score a goal.
Training camp for you in particular, second-year pro. You had a great year last year in Iowa from all accounts. How has training camp been for you this time around?
Yeah, it's been great. I've been enjoying the time, the boys on the ice. It's been hard, but I've been having fun, so it's good. I'm
going to ask Kierstead about you, so I'll flip it around on you. Tell me about Matt Kierstead. What should we know about him? You're a line mate tonight.
Yeah, we played together in Winnipeg together, so I think we played well, and I like playing with him, so it's a lot of fun out there.
Awesome stuff. Good luck here the rest of camp. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. David Spacek joining us here in the intermission. For doing so, we'll get him a gift certificate down to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Up next, we got Tom Reed's Hotline. That's next. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino. We're through one period in St. Paul. The Wild trail the Blackhawks 1-0 in preseason game number 4. Time for part 1 of Tom Reed's Hotline, and that, of course, features the one and only Mr. Tom Reed up there in the Al Shaver press box. And Thomas, we'll send it up to you as we filter in these questions here at 64686, an opportunity for dinner at Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Your impressions of the first period?
I liked the first period. I thought Chicago really came out and came to play. They've got a young team. They've got they've had some great success with the fact they've been on the playoffs for 8 consecutive years. But as a result of that, they're getting good draft choices, and I think they're mixing in with each other pretty well. At least what I saw in that first period, Kevin. Hopefully that will continue with them. But Minnesota's got to find a way to get some good quality shots. They've been the shots right now are 6-4 in favor of Minnesota, but Minnesota's got to find the back of the net, and they haven't yet.
More importantly than how good the Blackhawks are shaping up to be, even if the future is bright for them, probably not the here and now, but someday, somehow, they'll probably be better. How about this Minnesota Wild team, especially these young faces in the lineup tonight? Through one period, anyone standing out to you?
Jurasek, I thought was very good back in that point position once again. I liked him last year, and of course they sent him down to the minors, and he got hit, and he had a lacerated spleen last year, so he missed the rest of it. But he's only 21 years of age. He looks much older than he is, Kevin. But he's a big body. He's got strength. He's got a good shot coming from that point position. He's played pretty well for Minnesota so far. He's, if anything, I think he's probably stood out for me at the front end.
All right, let's get to some of these questions. Again, we'll do this during each intermission. Tonight, the first intermission, we're giving away dinner to Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Second intermission, we'll give away a pair of tickets to the preseason home finale coming up on Tuesday as the Wild host the Jets. Tom, this one from the 651 area code. How long is Brodin and Zuccarello expected to miss? Both huge parts of this lineup when healthy.
Yeah, those are two big pieces of the puzzle for Minnesota. There's no question at all. And, of course, they don't give us a lot of information of what the problems are. But you don't want to put them back into a situation that they're not close to 100%. And so I agree with the management and with the medical staff here, led by John Worley, that you keep them out and you get them healthy as soon as you can. But it's not worth it, especially we know what those guys can do. We know what they're capable of doing. We watch them play over the years. So young kids, you may not quite have an understanding what they bring to the table. We know about those two guys. So I would think that hopefully getting into the start of the year, that they'll be closer than they are right now. There's still some ways to go to get them back on the healthy track again.
You want them healthy, ASAP, no doubt about it, but especially in training camp and these preseason games, the opportunity here for, say, like a Liam Ogren or any of those names on the defensive core, an opportunity to get more minutes, more ice time in front of the eyeballs of John Hines, Bill Guerin, and the rest of them. That's incredible experience for these guys.
Yeah, it really is, and it opens the door for somebody else. We talk about injuries all the time, how decimating they can be to some teams, especially when they're a star player. So we hope that we see them back in the lineup sooner than later. And, of course, you've got a little bit of time yet before the season opens, and hopefully that'll be the time where they can heal and get themselves to that point they want to be at.
From the 320 area code, texting us in at 64686. You mentioned Juracek has stood out tonight. How about through training camp and 3 and change of preseason action? Who has stood out to you amongst those young faces other than a David Juracek?
Well, I think when you look at height, he's another guy that really has stood out. He's only got 1 goal in the 2 games he's played, but he's a nice, he's not a heavy guy, but he's 5'11", 180, but he's got some great puck skills, and I think he's had a very good camp in him. He's still here, and that tells you something that they like what they see. And we talk about injuries all the time, Kevin, and how devastating they can be. And when you have those injuries, it just takes away a lot of the offense or maybe defensive part of the game. So we'll see what happens. Of course, Jamie Benn, if you remember now, against Minnesota a few nights ago in that game in Dallas, got hit, didn't realize until the end of the game they had collapsed lung. He's out for at least 1 month while they evaluate him. Then they have to go from there. And you look at Barkov, and you look at Alexander Barkov, and also Matthew Tkachuk, both with the Florida Panthers, the Stanley Cup team. Those guys are going to be out for a while. And look at Barkov, ACL, he's going to be out anywhere from 6 to 8 months, they're saying right now. And
that's a bummer. And that includes the Olympics. And a proud Finn like that, this is going to eat him up alive, not to be able to be out there representing his country.
And it's you don't just take anybody and put them in that position. I mean, that's a pretty solid position. You look at Barkov and what Tkachuk brings to the table as well, because he's going to be out for a while. Looks like it could be into January before he's back, they're saying now. So injuries are an important part of the success and the failure of a team.
From Leo in the 218, goaltending, of course, is going to be a hot topic for any hockey team, and the Wild are no different. Let's assume Philip Gustafson and Jesper Wallstedt are your number 1 and number 2 coming in, and they stay healthy for all 82 games. What's a perfect number of games for Philip Gustafson if all things break out the correct way?
Well, first of all, Gus, he's not very old yet. He's only 27 years of age. He's coming into his peak season right now. He had a great year last year for Minnesota. When you look at his record going, 30, 31, 19, and 6 in that stretch. And I would think if he can get around the 58 to 62 games in the year, that would be good. And that allows Wallstedt also to step in and get a chance to earn his keep at the National Hockey League level. So we'll see what happens there. But you want to keep them healthy. But I was really impressed with the way they have both performed in camp at this point. Hopefully that will continue.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you.
Tom Reed with part 1 of Tom Reed's Hotline. And the best question is going to go to Leo in the 218. You get dinner down at Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. I'll be in touch to tell you how you can get that. It's right up the street from Grand Casino Arena. It's Tom Reed's Hockey City Pub. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino. We are through one period in St. Paul, and it is the Wild that trail the Blackhawks 1 rip. Nazar with the power play goal, 9:31 of the first, set up by Teravainen and Bertuzzi. That's the difference of this hockey game. They take the 1-0 lead to the intermission after 1 period of play. Philip Gustafson getting his first start of preseason, his first action of preseason, stops 3 of 4 for the Wild. A perfect 6 of 6 is Drew Comesso in the Blackhawks cage. As of now, the Wild are 0 for 1 on the power play. The Blackhawks are at 100%. They're 1 for 1 with the man advantage. Through 1 period in preseason game number 4, the Wild trail the Blackhawks 1-0. We're back with the second next. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrissure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.